Good morning. In this video, we will be identifying physical and chemical properties of matter. Remember our concept we're trying to solve is what properties should a spoon have to be useful as an eating tool? And if we wanted to make an edible spoon, what additional properties should that type of spoon have? Edible spoons can be healthy, nutritious, and eco-friendly alternatives to plastic. We might be discussing plasma, which is an electrically charged gas. We might be talking about mixtures, which are combinations of substances that are not chemically combined. And it might be easy to misunderstand the word edible, which means something that is safe to eat, or properties, which means qualities in substances or materials that make it act in a certain way. So watch out for those terms as we move along. Okay, so matter is anything that takes up space and has mass. This ball of clay can be manipulated into different shapes. If we flatten the clay, does the amount of mass and matter change? If I separate it into little clay balls, and I do that to the whole thing, does the amount of mass and matter change? Explain your reasoning. Every substance has physical and chemical properties that determine its identity. A physical property is a property that can be measured or observed without changing the identity. So I could measure the amount of mass that this clay ball has. States of matter could be like solid, liquid, or gas, are the common forms in which matter can exist when a substance goes from one state of matter to another. That process is called a change in state. You can see some substances are solid, some can be liquids, and some can be gases. We can observe that without changing what the substance is, whether it's argon, oxygen, or water. I can change it from a liquid to a solid without changing what it is. So, some examples of physical properties are density, the amount of mass of an object in a given volume. Density is important. It determines whether objects will float or sink. So here we see the least dense liquid floats on the most dense liquid. So up here, this is the least dense. And down here, most dense. What other characteristics of matter do you think are physical properties? As we look at these examples, make a list of questions that you have about the physical properties shown in these examples. The state of matter is a physical property. We discussed solid, liquid, and gas. It may be also plasma. We can change the density due to the energy of its particles. However, the chemical identity stays the same. Conductivity is a measure of the amount of electricity, heat, or sound a substance can carry. Metals are generally good conductors because of the way their particles are arranged. So in this picture, the liquid is conducting electricity because it's allowing electricity to flow between the two probes and turning the light on. Magnetic attraction is the ability of a substance to be attracted to a magnet. That's a physical property. And something's boiling point is where the liquid state of a substance changes to a gas state. The solid state of a substance changes to the liquid state at its melting point. So the ice cube turning to liquid is its melting point. And we could see the gas over here, and that is that means this liquid inside here that's getting heated is reaching its boiling point and vaporizing. Solubility is the amount of a substance that can dissolve in a given amount of another substance at specific temperature and pressure. So we talked about carbonated beverages, how much carbon dioxide can dissolve so the beverage has just the right amount of fizz. And beyond that, it'll just stay as a gas in the bottle. It will not dissolve. Viscosity is like how thick the liquid is, like honey. If we heat the honey up, it can become less thick, or we say viscous, or we describe motor oil as how viscous it is. Malleability is a metal's ability to change shape under pressure. Aluminum's easily formed into foil. But aluminum foil is still aluminum, and it reacts chemically the same way a big chunk of solid aluminum does. So that's physical. What other characteristics of matter do you think are physical properties? What questions do you have about these examples?